You have 1 minute. Please deliver your counterclockwise last stone draw. You have 1 minute.
It's too far of a drive to go to the loop. How was it? You got mad at me properly? I don't know. Let's go.
3.5. Hammers are as follows. Alpha, sheet A is yellow, sheet B is yellow, sheet C is red, and sheet D is yellow.
My hands are dry though. They take a long time to go. That was all.
Good luck and good courage.
Hello. Okay. Hello, hello. Checking the audio.
If we can roll above their yellow, that's good. I thought I was wide to let go, though. I thought I threw it fine. I'm wondering if it picked. I don't know. Okay. I probably turned it then. Yeah. That's yellow by a mile and a half. Oh, just kidding. Huh, that's fine. All right. Let's do that same thing. I really like that. Keep up our shots. I like that delayed corner. Okay. Okay, good call. Are you okay? Did I turn that? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Delayed corner again? On Demi? Soft deuce.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Coming in live with commentary, we believe now, for the second end of our feature matchup here in the 2024 U21 Women's National Championship. Gracia Berg with a 1-0 lead on Miranda Scheel after one. Tyler George here with Mike Moore. Mike, we're coming in hot here in the second.
We are coming in hot in the second end, but we're back, hopefully.
We are here. We believe we are. We see the standings going into this draw 6 for the women. Team Giroux, Team Johnson, both 5-0 at the top of the field. Pekowitz at 4-1, Berg, Chapman, and View at 2-3. And Gracia Berg, Miranda Scheel, 0-5 at the bottom. Take a look at our matchups across the sheets. On sheet B, Nia Berg taking on Ava Chapman. Sheet C, Ali Giroux and Julia Pekowitz. And on sheet D, Claire View and Allery Johnson. Again, our feature matchup on sheet A. Team Gracia Berg taking on Team Miranda Scheel. There you see the squads. For Team Berg, skipping Gracia Berg at Vice, Demi Black. Second, Brooklyn Sager, lead Raylan Trask. And for Team Scheel, lineup switch for the squad. Skipping now, Bella Hagenbaugh. Miranda Scheel moving to third. Second for the squad, Riley Kraft, and at lead, May Hagenbaugh. So, Mike, you're very familiar with Miranda, obviously, from coaching her squad at the Junior Worlds and the Women's Nationals. Probably not the week she was expecting, even with a different lineup, but obviously a very talented player and somebody we're expecting a lot from in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Miranda did a great job this season for our junior national team. Great week at women's nationals with a 4th place finish. Certainly not the week I think their team was hoping for here in Eau Claire, but a lot of talent on the team for sure.
I have to note now, too, that Team Berg is my favorite team in the field because they brought me a gift. And I know they brought them for the entire field, not just for me. But
well, we don't have to tell everybody that.
Love is bought. You know this. A nice little thing for the keychain with my name and broadcaster engraved on it, as well as the U21 Nationals logo. So that was awfully kind of these ladies.
It is a pretty cool little gift, that's for sure.
It is. It was a very meaningful thing, having not met these ladies before either.
14-6.
So draw right to the button for Team Berg. Came up with a steal on a measurement in the first for those that were watching without the commentary.
So Tyler, having not been here, I just got here this morning. Have we seen anything on the edge sheets by the boards? Any issues with the ice? Or?
I wouldn't say issues, but nothing unexpected. A little straighter on the side coming off of the wall, both on sheet A and sheet D, which have been our feature sheets. And we've seen the majority of misses on these sheets on that side coming off of the wall where some draws are not turning if they're not getting inside the 4-foot line. So some deep misses there, and same thing with hits just running a little straighter on that side. And the speed throughout the week is varied anywhere between the low 14s to the low 15s. So we've had some lightning fast ice throughout, but very consistent. We haven't had a single game where the ice has been any kind of issue or unusual for the players outside of just a little bit of variance in speed.
Well, you expect Sean will give us a good surface, and it looks like he's done the same thing here.
Yeah, and so many of the same tendencies that we see for our national ice at men's and women's and mixed doubles every year, all the same here in Eau Claire too. The center line, the fastest line on the sheet, the 2 break points being right around edge of 4, maybe just outside of it, and the center line itself. So, Rob, it's basically what you would expect to see from Sean Olesen / Dave Stavateg ice.
This one looks like it's trying to overcurl, but Miranda's holding it.
Pretty good for Miranda to get a few licks in out there, playing at the 3rd position.
I got to tell you, we had them all on the smart broom over the summer at camp, and she actually had the best numbers on the team. The team was a little upset by that.
You hate seeing that, yeah, and then you're going to hear about it the rest of the season from your skip.
And the defense of the rest of the team, they were tired from practice that day, but you know.
That's what they said, because Coach Moore worked them really hard, obviously. In-turn draw here. First stone of the end for Vice Demi Black.
What was that?
All these draws seem to be ending up in the same place, just a little bit deep. Be nice to see Team Scheel stick around here and at least force Team Black to make a hit. Or, sorry, Team Berg, sorry.
And there is Miranda Scheel, skip of 4th place finishers from this past year's Women's Nationals. So fun to see her squad make the playoffs, Mike, as well as Wes Wendling's junior men's squad. And seen a ton of talent this week on both sides of the field, but to have our junior champions qualifying for the playoffs in our men's and women's fields, so encouraging for the future.
Yeah, our juniors teams, we play a lot of adult events on the schedule. We only had 2 junior events on the schedule this year, but I think it's a great experience for the juniors teams to play against the adults. It makes everything a little bit more difficult on them so that you're forced to improve quickly. But yes, good showing by both teams for sure.
9-2.
That one will roll out, but make contact, remove the stone. And Mike, as a competitive player, you never like using the term house money or happy to be there. But I think if you ask Wes and Miranda about those finishes, they'd have to be pleased with that.
Oh, certainly. We were disappointed when we lost the playoff game to Delaney Strauss's team, that 3-4 game. But our goal for the week was to make the playoffs. So, mission accomplished on that. And the rest, I told the girls the rest was kind of icing on the cake. But we were really pleased with the performance for sure. And I know the junior boys team was also very happy with their finish.
Just a draw to the wing here for Miranda Scheel.
I like this plan on the potentially straight side here, Tyler. Maybe you can get your opponent to give you a miss and get a cheap 2 out of this end.
So here is skip Gracia Berg. Did stop by the booth separate from the gift giving to make sure I had the pronunciation of her name right, which
yes.
I appreciate. I mean, that's what I was going to go with, was Gracia, and have been all week. But I've been wrong plenty of times, and I would much rather be sure going in. So do I need to say that it was very gracious of her?
Ooh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
The dad jokes are just endless in here. not as good as having Sarah Basiri in here for the first game. We're talking about how Jake Ring had a great curling name, and she said it has a nice ring to it.
Oh, boy.
Which killed me, of course.
Well, she does remove the stone, rolls out, but mission accomplished. Got rid of the possibility of the easy deuce.
So switching sides now.
I'll make it good. I still like that 14-8. I agree. Yeah. We haven't played on the center much, so yeah.
Again, trying to see if they can get a cheap 2 with the miss late and going out towards the wing. And a lot of times you'll see the last rock thrower in these situations with hammer throwing to the side of the sheet where they would prefer to blank on. So if you prefer playing the intern for that shot, then you would throw it on this side of the sheet.
It's also a good opportunity to just get feel for the draw weight here. Have a big target anywhere in the rings does the trick. But I think a lesson for young teams here is we're trying to make the shot precisely, even though we have a large margin of error. So we're calling it top 4, top 8, T-line, whatever you're calling, but we're trying to drop it right on that spot.
Yeah, very good teaching point. Not that just you're throwing it to the paint, but here's exactly where we want this stone. You want your skip staying in that mindset. All your players, but specifically the skip. For precise draws, here's where we're going to throw the stone in the sweepers. Get a good practice in for placing the rock exactly right, too.
I feel like my bay was good on last.
So haven't seen a ton of curl out this far, even on the side of the sheet that's getting more curl. That break point, again, is closer to the middle of the 8-foot edge of 4s, somewhere in between.
It does look like she's taking about the same amount of ice as she took on the outturn on the previous shot, which kind of hung on her a bit. So,
yeah, want to keep the weight steady here. So final stone of the first or second end as we came into the second for Gracia Berg. A little positive on the release.
The sweepers seem to think it's okay.
Does make contact, and
That's fine.
mission number 1 accomplished. So now for Bella Hagenbaugh, we'll see what line she picks to see. Throwing this for the blank. Always good to pay close attention on these shots and get a little extra information.
Yeah, every shot you play, every shot your opponent plays is a chance to learn something. So it's important to keep your concentration on that shot like this.
It is good to always learn something, Mike. And what I learned today is that Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, they have all the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. Right now, you can save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USACurling10 at checkout. Visit us at stevescurling.com for all your curling needs. Blank in the second end for Team Scheel. Bella Hagenbaugh throwing last rocks and skipping in this game. So Berg leads 1-0 in this third end. Lead Raylan Trask throwing that first draw into the house. Bella Hagenbaugh calling for the corner guard, so looks like we may see some more rocks in play this end. Here is lead May Hagenbaugh. Trying to get this one to hit the brakes, going out towards the wing.
It's trying to stop.
And that will be an extreme corner.
I would presume we'll see another corner on the same side on the next shot.
I've tried not to presume too much
It's fair.
over the course of this week. We had Anya Normando in the booth for the previous game and talked about we're not going to use the word definitely very often during the broadcast. It's another intern draw to the paint here. So Berg content to get some stones in the rings and force the other team to chase. Nice weight there
That's a
by
good shot there, yep.
Raylan Trask.
I would be tempted to play another guard here if it was me.
Yeah, this is a very difficult come-around draw if you can get any
Sure.
behind this.
The only problem is even if you get behind it, a short run back is presumably fairly simple. And
still plenty of room to curl. Really finishes hard on this line, though. Sweepers carrying this a long ways. Pretty good throw there.
Or the hit. I don't mind the hit. Okay.
So just going to the guard now on those two stones in the house.
Let's do the hit.
Now changing gears and playing the hit.
be nice to get that shooter going towards the center here.
Here's second Brooklyn Sager. Brooklyn, the one that handed me my gift earlier today.
So we're going to assume she made it?
Yeah. And if she doesn't, we're going to blame something else. It makes contact, so accomplishes the main purpose.
No, this is the high. Okay, I think we're rolling this way with it. I agree.
Now switching up and hitting those counters. The way they're set up, probably the right call.
Yeah, you could certainly make a double. Could even make a double and get a roll towards the corner.
Riley Kraft playing the out turn hit.
Yep, hard, you got it. Hard, you got it. Hard, me.
Will remove one of the reds. Stays around, so a good shot from Riley. An open hit attempt here for Brooklyn Sager. And the out turn again. Sweepers holding this one. Again, will make contact. Spills out of the rings.
That'll work.
Pretty simple call, I think, now for Team Scheel. If you can get a rollout, and you can try to use that corner guard, otherwise just hitting out and playing for a blank, pretty likely here.
It's a little spicy, we're 9.
A little spicy, was that the call
Spicy
there?
was the way called. A little spicy.
I've heard some fun phrases from the players this week. Previous game, Skip asked what the shooter could see, and shooter said 115% of it.
That's a lot.
There's a
It's
little
large
air.
percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big rock.
I had a player named Joey Bonfoy told me he could see 2/7 of a rock one time, and I told him I don't know what that means.
I can't do that math. Out turn hit attempt again. So Mike, in spending as much time with the junior program as you have in the last few years, talk a little bit about the progression you've seen in the program, the depth that we now have, and what you're seeing for the future going forward.
Sure. I think one of the biggest, most impressive things is the U18 event, which Rock Creek has hosted the last couple of years. But
Right.
the level of play at that U18 event is really high. It bodes very well for this event. And in fact, there's a lot of players at this event who are all still eligible for the U18. Curling takes a lot of experience to get good at it. So the more games these juniors can play, the more chances they have to learn. But certainly the level of play in our country is higher every year. But it needs to be because the level of play around the world is higher every year. I've been to the last 3 Junior Worlds, and every single year the level of play is higher. So I think it's important for all of us to know the level we need to be at in order to compete on the world level is very high. So there's certainly a lot of talent in our country. It's a matter of experience and games, and quite frankly, it's a matter of getting the best coaches available and the best parents who can really work with the kids in their local curling clubs.
See the open hit and stick being made. Demi Black, the team's still trading hits. And Mike, I think your point too about the rest of the world getting better is evident at every level of the game right now. You're seeing international competition where we previously would have seen maybe 4 or 5 Canadian teams at the top of the field and then a bunch of also-rans from other countries. Now it's there's a lot of variance in the teams that you see at the top, and you may look at the field on the women's side and see Rachel Homan and Silvana Tiranzoni as the top 2 teams, but once you get past the top teams from each country, everything is extremely even at our slam events. And I think with juniors, you're seeing the same thing. Some of the teams that you see in the junior Bs are ones that were consistently in the A's before, and that's because the rest of the world is getting better, not because those programs are falling off.
Correct. Even last year at the junior level, 2 of the teams who promoted themselves from the junior Bs won the junior A's.
Right.
And that tells you right there that the level at the Junior B event is also super high. At the Junior B event this year, both the men and the women, that is not an easy event to get top 3 to get out of.
Right.
There's a lot of teams there. It's a short round robin. So it's very, very difficult to play those top teams on a consistent basis.
Skip Gracia Berg. Out turn hit and stick attempt.
This looks like she may have thrown a little less weight on this in her previous attempts. Oh no, I'm sorry, she's just drawing. I'm sorry, I lost track of what was going on.
Yeah, that's quite a bit less weight.
It should be.
There's no rock to hit.
That's fine. What time is that?
It still went further than they thought it would, though.
Yeah, you do see the difference in the curl too, coming off of that side, getting all the way across the center line. Just starts curling a little bit earlier. So the out turn hit and stick now for Bella Hagenbaugh.
I got to tell you, working with Miranda for so long, it's odd to see her in short sleeves. You know, she's always skipping, wearing that jacket, looking like she's freezing.
Thank you.
We have some very interesting facts about these teams that we'll get to in the next end. Always love getting the hobbies and the superstitions and things like that.
You know,
from
as
the
hard
teams.
as these kids work at curling, it's amazing how many other things they're good at and how many other activities they're involved in. It's really quite amazing.
We've had any number of football and soccer state champions in this field. Future pilots in training.
Yep.
One player has 16 guinea pigs.
That's a lot of guinea pigs.
It is a lot.
Hopefully my daughter's not listening, getting any ideas.
16, Laney. You can have no more than that. 16 guinea pigs. Uncle Tyler says so.
She has a fish. We started with a fish.
And the fish is still amongst the living.
Yes, a couple of years so far. So, Tyler, on a shot like this, if I'm Berg here, I'm going hard for this roll.
Right.
If we roll out, we roll out. You know, but if you get it buried behind that corner guard, you may be in a good force situation. But I think it's okay to go hard for the roll, right? If you roll out, you roll out.
Yeah, I think it's something you see a little more in the men's and women's game where you're assuming that blank is going to be made.
Right.
In the juniors, there's no guarantee that they're going to make the hit, let alone be able to roll out.
I guess the only thing you're worried about is leaving her a split, but where that rock is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't see Rachel Holman throwing this. That was a heck of a split she made at the World Championships.
Really good.
I said if we stick, it's not the end of the world. Oh my God.
So this will be a blank attempt for Bella Hagenbaugh once again. This time needs to make a hit and roll out as opposed to the throw through.
Yep. It's pretty far back there. It should roll. Yep. I'm going to throw it good.
There's also, Tyler, a shot where you call peel or firm or whatever weight you're calling, but I think sometimes players have a tendency to throw it harder than they called.
Right.
So it's important to throw whatever weight you call. You can make this blank with a 9, a 7, whatever weight you want.
Hard for the roll, hard roll.
And that will curl up to the nose. Ends up taking a point. Nothing wrong with scoring. But we have a 1-1 game after 3 ends of play with that third end break. Of course, we'd like to tell you about Warm Room Hero. They're more than just software, they're curlers. Dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. A spin around the sheets. Look at the scores in this early evening junior women's draw. On sheet B, Nia Berg with a 2-0 lead over Ava Shatman in the third end. Sheet C, Ali Giroux trying to stay undefeated. 4-1 lead over Julia Pekowitz in the third. And sheet D, Clairview and the also undefeated Allery Johnson 1-1 in the third end. Of course, our feature game on sheet A. Gracia Berg and Miranda Scheel tied at 1, moving on to the fourth end.
Well, Tyler, I didn't see the shot call. If they called that into the forefoot or they called the guard that slipped in. I'd be curious to see what the plan was.
Okay, stay on the roll. Hard roll.
We'll say that they were trying to throw it in.
I
so
think
it was a
so,
made shot.
probably.
It's just really sensitive in the center.
So both teams content to trade hits. At least to start the end. Maybe we see a delayed corner. We'll find out.
That was a strategy that Miranda's team employed a lot this season. It seemed to work for us a lot, just based on statistics, but we scored a lot of twos at the delayed corner this season. I found that it just kept things a little more simple for our team.
Was that your joke? Really spicy?
Team Berg seems to want to really keep things simple in this game, too. They've been trading hits for a few ends and going in the house with their first shot without hammer as well. Still doing the same.
Yep.
Another hit
Yep.
for Raylan Trask.
Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa, close. Yep. Hard. Gotta go. To it.
Right on the beak. That's a good shot there.
Perfectly executed. Be curious to see, too, if there is a rollout at some point, if either team
Throws a guard.
elects to go up top, try to put some pressure on their opponent.
Curl. Hard.
Riley Kraft
Hard curl.
playing her intern hit.
Hard piece. Okay, you're good.
That does roll out, and obviously, Mike, with Miranda playing in this game, you're as familiar with
This
their squad and what they went through to get to where they did.
or here.
Is this
Yeah.
the split for this week? Is this something that they had planned on before we got to this point, not continuing on with the same squad?
Oh, right, yeah. I think only two of the players were eligible this year, Tessa and Miranda. And I think that they had decided to play on separate teams even, in the fall even.
Sure.
Where? Three. Yep. T.
We have had a couple of Giroux's games and been very impressed by Tessa's game. Played very strong, good calming influence in the house. Bright future for her and for all the young ladies from that team.
I think so.
It sounded like we thought maybe somebody touched the rock there, but decided to leave it be. I know Riley played a lot of doubles this year with her brother, I think. I know they qualified in a couple events even up in Canada.
Yeah,
I
her
saw.
curling aspiration, I believe, was to go to the Olympics with her brother.
Oh, that would be neat,
Playing
right?
mixed doubles.
A little Hamilton action there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Unfortunately, her curling idol is Matt Hamilton. So that might need to be coached out of her at some point.
Or maybe her hero should be Becca Hamilton. Much better of
Sure.
the two, right?
Yeah.
Matt's got a busy couple of weeks here with the men's worlds and the doubles.
Yes, he does. The world traveler once again. Brooklyn Sager throwing now. Went to state for archery. Plays the violin and volleyball.
Oh, that's fine.
Another busy athlete. She'll be going to NDSU in the fall.
Like 10 or 9-5. Okay.
Teammate Raylan Trask shows chickens at the county fair.
There you go.
Also plays violin.
They both play the violin.
Yes, according to this.
Well, there we go.
Mine's good.
We get them with Ben Richardson. We got something going.
Now, it also says that Brooklyn and Raylan can do stunts on the ice. I don't know what that means, but I'd like to.
I'd like to as well. Maybe after their last game, we can ask for.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing that waivers need to be signed for.
10.
Skip Gracia Berg says she has to tie her shoes 5 times to make them perfect before the game.
Okay.
I can get with that, the tiny detail stuff that you need to be just right. I understand. She plays tennis and does some scrapbooking as well.
Whoa. Push.
Third Demi Black.
Hard push.
Says she serenades her teammates on the ice with her beautiful voice.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that
Have
today.
not heard
I have
any of
not
that
heard
yet.
yet.
No stunts, no singing so far. And she plays tennis as well. It's going to the University of Marion Bismarck in the fall. Gracia will be attending Bemidji State. Raylin going to UND.
So they're all graduating high school this year? Is that what that sounds like?
I believe so.
All right.
My math says that's correct.
Always May. Always May.
Hopefully they'll find a way to stick the team together after separating geography. But
Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look.
Yeah, it's a team that does have some junior accolades to their names, too. Gracia, 3-time Minnesota U18 state playdown champion. Took 4th in the U21s last year. Demi Black, 2-time North Dakota state champion, 3-time U18 North Dakota state champion. Brooklyn, 2-time Minnesota U18 state playdown champion. And same for Raylin. This team has played together for quite a while. On to skip stones. We'll get to some Team Scheel facts. We get to the next end. Open house here for Bella Hagenbaugh to draw to. Free look for the skip, never a bad thing. So out-turn draw to the 4-foot. Bella Hagenbaugh. Should settle in somewhere in the rings. Just to the back of the 4-foot, that's just fine.
You're going 10, 10.
And Mike, we're only in the 4th, but getting close to the midpoint break. If you're coaching these teams, what are you telling them going forward?
Well, I certainly would tell them that I think we need to be a little more aggressive with the hammer, both teams. You only get so many hammers in the game, and we're just not really giving ourselves a chance with the hammer. Scheel threw a corner guard that overcurled in one end. Berg hasn't thrown a corner that I remember, and neither team's really throwing a center guard. I'd be looking to force the action a little bit here. I think both teams are allowing their opponent to throw half shots and be successful. I would like to force my opponent to throw a 100% full shot.
I think also to that point, too, you said you only get so many hammers in the game. You only get so many games at the Nationals, too.
Right.
You know, the trading hits, trying to get position against your opponent is all well and good, but getting the experience of getting more rocks in play and playing in more complicated situations can give you something going forward, too, even if the week isn't going quite the way that you planned.
Yeah, especially as a back-end player, getting some more experience with more angles and more rocks in play and having 3 or 4 or 5 different shot possibilities and learning how to think your way through those situations is invaluable. And the only way to learn that is by playing these games. And especially when you have, two teams that, generally don't have a whole lot to lose here, I would be asking my team to mix it up a little more. Plus, selfishly, as a viewer, it's a little more fun when there's some rocks in play, you know?
Turn that one over, maybe enough to get that to bite. No, it just rolls off the rings, so Team Berg now will get a free look at whatever line they choose for this final stone.
I still would like to see the skip here be a little more precise with what we're trying to throw. Let's put the broom down like it's a real shot. It is a real shot. It seems like she's kind of walking away from it to save some time, which I totally get. But I think I would like to see her be a little more precise with, I'm going to put the broom here and I'm going to throw exactly this weight. Again, just taking every opportunity to learn something. Now, it's also possible she told her third before the other rock stopped, hey, I'm going to put it right here and I'm throwing a 9.
Yep.
But I couldn't really hear very well.
And neither team having any trouble on time so far in this game. And with the blank, we'll be 1-1. After 4 ends of play, we move on. One the score. Start of the 5th end here in our featured matchup. 2024 U21 Women's National Championship event. Tyler George with, should we call you junior director? Mike Moore?
Junior national coach. You can call
Junior
me
national coach. Director sounded more fancy.
It does sound more fancy, but
we can maybe get that changed for you if you want.
seems like a lot of paperwork, Tyler, that I'm not interested in. Thank you, though.
Junior national coach Mike Moore.
We got ourselves a center guard here.
I think, let's say 2003 junior national bronze medalist Mike Moore as well.
Yes, it should be the correct year. I believe it was 2003.
Yeah.
With
his
with
faithful skip.
With a guy named Tyler George on the team.
That's right. Only about 100 years ago.
Beautiful broomstones.
Coach Mark Lazar. Shout out to Tommy Moore, probably watching overseas right now.
Probably not.
He's got nothing better to do on baseball opening day, I'm sure.
Well, he has a new baby. That could be keeping busy.
He might be a little busy then. Okay. So we do have a center guard up and a rock thrown to the wings by Team Berg. So originally calling for the draw, and now switching to the hit for May Hagenbaugh.
Miranda working it here to keep it straight. And looks like we're going to go just by it.
That side of the sheet, again, does have a little more curl, too.
I'm not sure you want to group your red rocks together here, Tyler. I think you'd like to split the rings or even throw a guard on top of that red one.
Yeah, I think it's a situation as a coach. You have a chat after the game and ask about what we're trying to accomplish. Or what is it that we believe we're doing throwing to that side, and what we're trying to accomplish for the end. It's more about the thought process than the shot choice when you're talking about strategy for these games.
Yeah, I think it's always important to remind yourself, what's the goal of our end here? Are we trying to blank? Are we trying to score our 2? This is going to be an effective shot, though.
All right, that works.
Oh, that'll play.
Got one buried and kicked it further to the right, which is also nice. As I said, their rocks are not grouped. There's pretty good separation. It's going to take a good shot here to make this double. Even the hit and roll on top is a nice play.
Inside out, in-turn hit attempt for Riley Kraft.
Ball close, yes. Straight, hard,
Look at that cross-house
good double there by Riley.
Great shot by Riley. She did indeed say she wants to go to the Olympics in mixed doubles with her brother.
Like that.
We talk curling idols too for May Hagenbaugh for the team. Her idol is Dean Gemmel. Favorite ice is Sean Olison's ice. There may be a trend here.
Yeah, I think there's a trend.
Catering to the the people maybe these forms are going through
That's
and the
not
ice
wrong.
maker that's here. No, that's just smart.
That's just well played.
Yeah.
Really gotta go.
May also is a golfer and loves to run.
Hey, curl it, curl it, curl it. Get the roll. No roll, no roll.
Hit attempt over curling and
Okay, that's
removing the guard. Riley's played soccer for 6 years, loves camping and being outside.
Being outside and curling don't mix too well.
It's a much tougher version of curling.
Yes,
I'll
it
tell
is.
you that.
You ever played outside, Tyler?
It's been a long time.
It's
I mean,
been a
we're
long time for
talking
me, too.
probably 20 years. Other aspirations for this squad. Bella wants to stand on top of an Olympic podium. I can attest that that's a good goal to have. May would like to go back to Worlds and win gold and also eventually get to Olympic gold. Miranda would like to make it to the Olympics one day. I like Bella's curling idol too, Anna Hasselborg.
That's a good one.
Very good choice there.
Good choice.
Plays the game the right way, also has that Olympic gold we're talking about. World champion. And someone very well liked by her fellow competitors too.
Yeah, she has a lot of fans around the world, and it's well deserved. That whole team carries themselves the right way, in my opinion.
Bella's played volleyball for 9 years. Also plays golf. She's on the Quiz Bowl team and stage crew.
Well, that was a nice shot there. A little hit and roll right to the corner there.
Like 10.
Nice controllable weight as well on that hit.
And Mike, your charge, Miranda Scheel, does triathlon, says, and scuba diving.
Her brother is a professional triathlete.
Professional?
This is true, yes.
I have attended a triathlon event before. It felt like I was with a different species of human.
Yeah, they're amazing athletes. I'm not sure how they do that. I believe he's competed in a couple Ironman competitions.
Schooling for this team, Bella attends St. Bede Academy in Illinois. She's a senior, will be attending Marquette University. Plans to get her doctorate in occupational therapy. My sister can speak to that if she ever needs a good resource. May's a sophomore at the same St. Bede Academy. Miranda is right here in Eau Claire for elementary education. I'm sure she can speak with Mike Poplinski on that subject.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we know a guy there. There's a handful of parents here in Eau Claire that are teachers. I was speaking with a few earlier today.
And this team is qualified for the U21s multiple times and the U18s. Mixed national silver in 22 for Bella, gold in 23. That goes same for May Hagenbaugh.
I believe they played the World Championship in Scotland that year, if I'm not mistaken. With, Cameron? And Jed Brundage, right? That was the
right.
team?
Riley's qualified for the U18 6 times.
That's hard to do. You got to start young for that
Really?
one.
We're getting into like Zane Jacobson age then.
It's a throwback name there.
Yeah. I think Zane played in those Bemidji Nationals.
He was 11. It was 10 or 11.
Was it 11? It was
Yeah.
10 or 11.
10 or
yeah.
11.
And Miranda, of course, 2022 U18 national champ, 22 and 23 junior national champ. They won the Madison Junior Qualifier to get to this event. I know more about these teams than I know about myself now. It's always fun, though, seeing the other walks of life that players are involved in.
I think it's important to play a variety of sports as a young athlete. I think they all play off of each other, and that you learn different things from different sports for sure.
So out turn hit and stick for Bella Hagenbaugh.
Close, yep.
This looks a little soft here.
Hard to stick, me. Hard piece. Hard out right.
She's going to get it out. Does remove the shot rock. Give Berg another open draw here.
Top 4.
Another free look for the skip.
I think.
May need that later in the
She'd aim
game.
For 405, 410. 405. Just in. Got it.
There is skip Gracia Berg.
Should be all there. Yeah, whoa. Where? Whoa.
Usually, Mike, these start turning just before the hog line when the weight's right. Hasn't started turning yet.
Which would tell me it may be a little, what did we say earlier? A little spicy.
Little spicy,
Little
yeah.
spicy.
What time was that?
So Bella Hagenbaugh will get a free look herself now.
Right there.
Switching sides to the in turn.
10 or 12. Like a 15-2, so 15-2, so like 4.
What's the rest of the season hold for you now, Mike? Any other trips coming up?
Well, my coaching part of the season is all completed.
What?
I get to go play myself in the last chance in Hibbing, which I'm looking forward to. It's fun every year. For those who don't know, it's a tournament in Hibbing, Minnesota with about 110 men's teams. They use the arena that's attached to the curling club, so they have about 13 sheets going all the time. It's a very fun event. I think my favorite part of that event, Tyler, is that you have every walk of curler. You have guys who've curled for 4 weeks. You have guys who've curled for 45 years. You have Olympians. You have anything in between.
It's in the house.
Yeah, our colleague here in the curling stadium booth, Matt Wall, and I were talking about playing against each other when you were on the squad with me.
Yes. We talked
in
about
the fourth event.
the D event.
Yep, and he was playing with
She didn't even do
Seppo Sormanen, who's missed everywhere in the curling world now.
Yes.
8-5.
I think we can all say that for those of us that came across Seppo at any point, we learned a lot from him. Always enjoyed playing him as well, the competitive side of things. We wish the best to the Sormanen family, the Geving families.
Whoa, push, whoa.
Blank attempt for Team Berg.
Fine.
Crosses in, gets the hit, rolls out. So we will be tied 1-1 at the break. During this break, halfway through, it's time for the Broomfitters break. Broomfitters.com is the place for good curling gear and fast shipping on everything curling. For a limited time, take 10% off your first order with the code USA. Visit broomfitters.com.
Hey, at least they're going now. I know.
So here's our scores from the other sheets coming out of the fifth end break. On sheet B, Nia Berg with a 4-3 lead over Ava Chapman in the fifth. Sheet C, Ali Giroux, after taking a 4-0 lead, now leads 4-3 over Julia Pekowitz in the fifth end. And on sheet D, Allery Johnson looking to remain undefeated, 4-1 lead in the fourth over Claire View. And our feature game, Gracia Berg and Miranda Scheel tied at 1 coming into the sixth.
Well, Tyler, looks like we have a center guard, and we've called for a corner. We may have some more rocks in play this end.
Got one. Tyler George here, of course, with junior national coach Mike Moore. And Mike, who do we need to remind that it's faster after the mop at the break?
Well, I would remind John Landsteiner that for sure.
I would too, yeah. That would be my choice. I feel like I don't do it enough. So I'd like to think that he's out there watching this game right now, too.
I have a feeling he's sleeping right now in
I
Switzerland.
suppose he is in Switzerland.
About 7
might
hours
be.
ahead of us, or what are we,
think
Central
it's
Time Zone?
6.
8 hours ahead?
That goes to the back of the 12-foot. Does stay in play.
I do like playing the intern come around here because it sets up the jammer in the back.
Yep, correct side to play.
Line's good. Line's good. Little bit of room yet. Little bit of room yet.
Looked like Trask was signaling to her teammates that she needs to remember it's faster after the mop. I can see her pointing at her own head.
That's just smart. And it is one of those things, as much as we joke about it, it is good to have that reminder at any level. You know, every once in a while you may come out of the break and just space it, and all of a sudden you throw one through or in the house, and you feel awfully dumb for not remembering yourself. But I never let Lance Steiner do that. I wouldn't let him down. And look at him now. Intern draw attempt, throwing it to a corner guard.
Well, she certainly took some weight off of this one.
Yeah, that'll be just
But
fine.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that'll carry quite a ways, no problem. Very well done.
Good adjustment for sure.
Yeah, and really that's the same as if you threw the corner and then drew around it.
Yep, same setup.
So now a draw around the center guard for Riley Kraft.
Like to keep this in front of a tee line.
I like the way Riley throws the stone, though. Not a lot of moving parts in the delivery. Eyes stay on the target.
It is very calm, yep. It's a word I use sometimes, that the delivery is nice and calm, to your point, because there's not a lot of moving parts.
Right.
Doesn't look like anybody's firing out of the hack.
Gotta go hard. Hard dig. Take the roll.
Just clips that guard,
As far as it goes.
rolls into the rings.
Okay.
Still keeps the center guard, though.
Like this. 10.
So this will be intern hit and roll attempt for Brooklyn Sager. Thinking maybe it's a little on the positive side out of hand, but turning over now. Will stick around, so not too bad there from Brooklyn.
Electing to throw the other turn.
Should get some good curl going this direction.
Oh, curl, hard. Hard curl, hard dig. Call it. Okay, really close, right? You're good.
One rolls all the way across, catching it thin, and
I got it like a 10. I like 9.5.
looking like Gracia wants to get rid of this guard.
Certainly not the wrong call. You can draw around this guard. You could even hit the back one and roll a little bit and lay two.
Much better.
Nothing wrong with getting rid of the guard, though.
Like a good clean throw there from Brooklyn.
Push, push! Push!
That'll make the peel just fine. Good shot.
I might be interested in playing a hit on this corner guard or rolling to the center here. She's going to throw the center guard on all by its own, which is also a good call. If you want to roll for a center guard sometimes, just throw the center guard. Hardest shot in curling to hit and roll.
Yeah, and hitting and rolling off guards is not a shot that we play very often either.
Right.
So it's kind of a strange sight line and a strange break line too. And usually when you're throwing a hit and roll, you're looking for the rock to curl a little bit because you're not throwing a peel to roll.
Right, and because that rock is a guard, it's so much higher that you have less time for it to curl, so it could be tricky to put the broom down.
And nice placement on that guard.
One thing I tell teams a lot is, in this case, Berg has kind of shown her hand, which is, you throw the center, I'm going to peel it. So I can throw the center with kind of impunity. Doesn't have to be perfect. They're going to peel it anyways. And then you wait for your chance to pounce here.
Sure.
Whoa! 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 Push! Push! Stay with the roll. Stay with the roll. Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Rolls to a double corner. Good result.
Okay. Like half. Okay.
Again, they're electing to hit this rock in the back. I'm not. There's nothing wrong with playing to this rock in the back, but you do that, then they may whip around those double corners. I might be inclined to play around those corners myself. Nothing wrong with removing the rock, though.
Yeah, it's not a great setup for yellow to prevent a two or to steal.
Right.
So I think they're just playing it a little more conservative because they know that's the case.
Right to it. No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Good shot there from Miranda. Nice touch.
But now Berg can just whip around those corners with the catcher in the back.
And they are playing the draw.
And I got to give a little credit here to Ann Swissholm. She's coined the phrase the back guard. Which is kind of what that yellow rock is, right? It's kind of a guard in the back.
Annie will be joining us in the booth for the Page playoff draw, I believe. A lot of experience in the broadcast booth. She's done many world championships, I believe some Olympic coverage as well.
Correct.
Only curl. Push. Whoa. Whoa.
Needing this to turn over and die in the back. We'll catch a piece of the yellow, just a matter of how much. Stay shot rock, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Probably want to make sure you get your shooter going towards the center here and not towards the outside.
Yeah, anything playing away from the corner guard is good now, especially if shot rock is in the 8-foot. So that'll cut off the space you can use underneath the corner guard to try to score.
Shut up. Can you just be nice to me?
It's a soft weight intern hit. Bella Hagenbaugh.
Looked like she might have got that one going a bit.
And this will be the swingiest spot on this sheet, too. Rolls the opposite
roll
direction.
Big here. That's good.
Do you feel like here?
Once you were going to cross that rock, you might as well roll it all the way out.
So maybe a chance now to get a skips deuce for Team Berg.
For sure, you bury a good one here, and Team Scheel will have to probably play some sort of a freeze.
will be an in-turn draw attempt. So have no trouble getting this to turn over. Barry.
I know.
Plenty of room right now. Should finish nicely. All about the weight now.
Maybe a little heavy. It hasn't really taken that big break yet.
That coasts right through the rings. Line was pretty good, just a little heavy.
Even like top 8's okay. Top 8's fine. I'd rather be top 12 though, that way she can't lose it.
So it looks like Bella will try to drop one in the top 8 foot, forcing Berg into a draw to the 4 foot for her point.
Just top 12, 8. Yeah.
I think it's safe to say we won't have a blank here.
Pretty difficult to find one of those at this point. Bella Hagenbaugh in-turn draw, trying to make the score for Team Berg a little more difficult on the last. Sweepers think this is all there too. That one also will go through the rings.
Couple of unforced errors there by the skippers. She's going to throw the hit on this.
If it wasn't for that red stone out of the house, I'd say the blank is not quite dead.
Right.
Got a hit and stick. Whopping one. Whopping one. Woo. Little more.
So Tyler, what would you say here? A kind of shooter's preference on the hit versus the draw?
Little more.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a skip and I'm throwing that shot, I'd like to think I'm throwing the draw usually, but whichever one she believes she's going to make. Electing to go with the hit for this one, and they have thrown a lot of hits in this game, so that certainly comes into play.
And she did just throw a draw that was, you know, heavy, so maybe she prefers the hit here.
Push. Push.
Looks like it's in the neighborhood.
Needs to turn.
Oh, it bounced back up for the point.
Yeah, using that sideboard stone, does get the single. So Berg now leads 2-1 after 6 ends.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Seventh end of action. Feature matchup here, the 2024 U21 Women's National Championship. Gracia Berg with a single in the 6th, taking a 2-1 lead over Miranda Scheel squad with Bella Hagenbaugh skipping. Center guard to start off the end for Team Berg. They lead Raylan Trask.
We're almost
May Hagenbaugh lead for Team Scheel. Now following with a in-turn come-around draw.
Just still,
Just leave it. Just leave it. 14-2. Bring it back.
it's pretty cool.
That's fine.
Settles in. The back of the forefoot completely buried.
Pop 4 down 2, it's fine.
Something we haven't really seen in this game as of yet, Mike, would be some stones jumbled up in the forefoot circles.
Right.
I've seen a few out to the wings.
Where?
So in-turn draw.
Whoa, whoa.
Has not started turning yet, so probably gliding. That one will go by. It's a good chance now for Team Scheel to get a couple buried underneath.
Three, two, three.
Try to get top 12.
Gotta go for Wade. Wade's gotta go. Wade's gotta go. Really
Line
gotta go.
looks pretty good, needs to go for weight. Nothing wrong with top 8 right now with this setup for Team Scheel. They get it to top 12, so they are sitting 2.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot.
It's an in-turn draw attempt again for Team Berg, Brooklyn Sager.
Whoa. Whoa.
How'd you get?
Line looks just fine. May need to go a little for weight.
Got it, Carl. Go, go, go.
Line really good now.
Hard push. Hard
Trying to
push.
carry
Get it
this
frozen, get it frozen.
all the
Get
way to
that
the
to
rock in the
Barry.
back of the forefoot.
Get it frozen. Hard push, push, push.
Very nicely done by Brooklyn. Good
Yeah,
shot.
well swept for sure. They went most of the way there. They knew they had to go.
Yeah, sweepers carried that a long ways.
Got on the curl side early as well to make sure they got the correct amount of curl.
So now a run back attempt or peel for Riley Kraft. It does clear the guard off. I promise.
It is gone. Yes, that's
Yep.
correct.
Or here. Like here or guard. Just put it in. Okay, frozen.
Cut 93. Would you
I think I'd like to have them throw one more guard here. Kind of what I said last end is that opposite now. Scheel's team has shown that they're going to peel if you throw that guard again, make them waste a rock. And then you kind of bide your time and then bury a second one. I just think you're giving the yellow team too many chances to make this run back.
Right.
We're way out. We're way
A little more room this time as a long ways to curl.
Want to make sure you get it past the other red one. Don't leave them a double.
Yes, yes. Go. Hard.
There may be a double opportunity there. It's a big opportunity for Team Scheel to turn this end around.
For sure. Make this double, you lay 3, and then Berg has to make a choice. Are we gonna? How do we get out? We're gonna get out by making a double. We're gonna get out by making the freeze.
So in-turn double attempt for Riley Kraft, trying to come off of the outside one first. Sweeper going hard.
Miranda going
Miranda.
coast to coast here to try to make this.
And nicely
Well done.
done.
Well done.
Good shot by Riley, and they will sit 3.
Well done.
Yeah.
So Berg is electing to play the freeze here and not the double.
And you get the zoom in when you make a double.
That's right.
Good shot, Riley.
No ad. No ad, guys. Oh, where? Whoa, whoa.
Demi Black now playing this in-turn come around. We'll tap that stone behind the tee line. This doesn't quite bury, but
it is shot rock.
Situation.
Yeah, Bella's going to have to deal with that rock. It brings in a chance for a jam or maybe a small mistake.
Love to get inside now. Miranda Scheel. Does miss the backing, so that's
Pretty
a good shot from Miranda.
Laying four. Laying four is usually a good thing, Tyler.
I always prefer to be the team laying four than the one not.
Yes.
Unless it's tied up in the last end and all four of those rocks are layered on the back of the 4 foot. And I have last shot.
That sounds good too, like a big catcher's mitt.
Demi Black trying to remove as many of these yellows as possible. Just went a little on the full side, trying to get up. Just loses the one. So Mike, decision time for Team Scheel about where to put this stone, and important to think about where's the out for our opponent right now.
Right, yeah, you don't want to let Team Berg make that freeze on the back 4 foot rock, so you got to try to take it away as best you can.
So in turn, come around draw. Love to get to top 4 if they can. These teams wearing a path down this line in this end.
Line looks really nice here if the weight's right, which it looks like it is.
Just need to stop now.
It needs to stop. Oof.
That'll be back lid. There's your out for Team Berg if they can make a freeze.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a rock that you really got to make a conscious effort to give to your sweepers.
You just got to get right to the button.
It's a cruel game because if that's a 1.5 feet shorter, it's perfect.
And I'm sure the players knew that before the shot, but again, maybe saying it out loud to each other. You know, hey, I'm going to let you guys sweep this one. Sometimes just that little extra verbalization really helps.
It's got to be frozen.
And this is not a tolerant shot here. This is a make it shot. So here is Gracia Berg, in turn freeze attempt. Looking at 4 here in the 7th.
Where?
Line's pretty close, looking a little tight.
Where? Whoa. Push, push, push.
Oh, it really curled all of a sudden.
It is curling.
Curl. Push.
Just a pinch heavy, he's going to bounce off.
And moves those stones around and rolls open.
She will still have a freeze attempt on her next, though, based on where all those rocks are, I think. I think if you're Team Scheel, you want to make sure you get your 2 here. You can be greedy and hit that rock right now, but if you do that, you're giving Berg the out again.
Yeah, you need to take that freeze away first and get a counter if you can. Ideally, if you're Team Scheel, you get a chance to hit that red on your last.
Right.
But you can still get 3 without even moving that red stone.
Correct.
With a good draw right now.
This is a good lesson on patience here. It looks like you want to hit that and lay a bunch, but hitting that just gives your opponent a chance to make a better shot.
Thinking like a 15-5. 15-2-ish is probably okay. Like a 4-2. Okay. Okay.
Trying to get this to top 4s at Bella Hagenbaugh. Line maybe a little tight. Yeah, weight looks like it needs to go as well. That's not going to get there.
So Berg will have a second opportunity to make this freeze.
Very important shot now.
Last time was what, 93?
There you see coaches for this game.
The thing is, if it's the same
Tucker
weight,
Smith.
it wouldn't be bad.
And of course Connor Kaufman we had in the booth earlier
Just
this week.
a little less, like not much less. I think it will die, so you just gotta stay really close. Yeah. All right, we got it.
Intern come around draw.
Way more?
Not bad to be there on this one as long as the line's okay, as you do have a bunch of rocks for backing.
Push. Get the roll! Get the roll!
This should chip in and roll in.
Hard roll! Push hard. No roll, no roll.
That'll do
Certainly
just
will
fine.
work for them. Got it stuffed in there. I don't see how you get rid of it. Unless you throw just an absolute missile and
You don't think so?
hit as much as you can see, maybe. But even then,
I think I'm always coming this way. Yeah.
Now you can just tap that red stone for 2. There's
probably,
just
yeah.
enough
The way
space.
it curls, I think you can probably play the out turn and then tap it for 2.
The
right?
out turn will curl a
Yep.
little more.
Looks like that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, you really don't need to get too tight to the guard to make it if you're only throwing back 12.
Yeah, even back 8, you only have to move it a rock. Well, yeah, back 8, back 12 kind of weight.
Just drawing this side. The way the pocket sits, we should be better off this way. If we come back 8, we should get 2. But one's okay.
And these are ones, Mike, that it does sound counterintuitive, but you don't want to have to sweep to get by because you want this rock curling as it goes by. So you take a little wide berth and then finish if you have to.
Yeah,
But the more you have to sweep, the less it's going to finish to get to that stone.
It sounded like Bella was telling her sweepers that if we just score the 1, we're okay with that.
Final stone, 7th end.
That's good.
Difficult out-turn tap for Bella Hagenbaugh.
But this is a line call where you have to get by. Oh, she just rubbed it.
Just redirects.
And just enough. Ooh, really, they're saying yellow. Looks like it's yellow.
That little tick on the guard. Just good enough.
Good enough.
To get the single. So after 7 ends, we're tied 2-2. And USA Curling would like to take this moment to thank the curling community for supporting the sport and the national organization, whether it's through your membership, donations, or volunteer hours that help our game grow. Your support makes many of our efforts possible, whether it's the webcast coverage you're enjoying right now, the Our House content platform, certification programs for instructors and officials, or the Athlete Outreach Initiative. On behalf of USA Curling, thank you for all that you do. Our other scores This draw on sheet B, Nia Berg and Ava Chapman tie it at 4 in the 7th. Allie Giroux a 6-3 lead over Julia Pekowitz on sheet C in the 6th. And on sheet D, 7th end, Allery Johnson leading Clairview 5-2. Our feature matchup, Gracia Berg and Miranda Scheel over on sheet A. Start of the 8th end. Tied at 2. Center guard up for Team Scheel. Intern draw being thrown to the corner, looking for a corner guard. That will stop out front. Good start to the end from both leads. May Hagenbaugh looking to follow her first guard with a come-around draw.
Yep, always straight. Yeah, we can use it. Always straight, guys. Yep. Hard dig. Top flow. Hard dig. Hard dig. Hard street. Hard street. Toppy. Hard street.
Rock turning over, trying to get it around the guard.
Oh, gotta go for it. Gotta go for it. Just fight. Okay, that's fine. Good.
Stops in the top of the 12-foot, mostly buried. Berg immediately going to the corner.
Yeah, we can probably bring it
See,
there.
18 minutes, 20 seconds remaining for Team Berg, and just under 18 minutes for Team Scheel. Mike should be no trouble on time.
No, and I mean, Kevin Cooey could probably play 13 ends in that time.
Where?
He'd still make it down to the last 30
He
seconds.
would still use
though.
all the time, right?
Push! I go. Push! Whoa, straight! Go straight! Go hard.
Nice line here on this draw, going around the corner.
Bring it. Hard. Curl!
Great line, just a little bit short.
A pretty good result. Nice pair there from Raylan Trask.
This. You got it.
Looks like they're electing to throw the intern hit here.
Riley Kraft playing that intern hit. Should get plenty of curl coming off this line.
Hard curl.
May have started it just a hair on the outside.
Hard dig.
Makes just enough contact to clear the red. Smell of popcorn getting stronger as the night goes on, Mike.
Yes, I'm a big fan of popcorn, and can't eat popcorn when I'm doing the broadcast.
That's
so
true.
We have to wait.
Yeah. Very unusual, a popcorn fan.
Big fan.
Probably that.
I don't know if I know anybody that said that they don't like popcorn. Brooklyn Sager playing intern peel and maybe roll over to the corner. The peel is made.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see her go around their corner on that shot, because now Bella could walk up and just rip your corner guard off and your end is over.
I'm so sorry. I hate putting rocks away.
Guard's fine.
So using that rock in the top of the 12-foot as a guard. Team Scheel trying to go around. Kraft on the intern side.
Top flow. Okay, gotta go then. Top flow. Gotta go. Top flow. 3. Okay, whoa. This guard. Top flow. We're still top 12? Top 12. Can we tap it? Yes.
Not quite going to get there, so they're just playing it up to top 12.
Cards goes.
Getting a little bit of a tap. So weight actually wasn't too bad, just a little tight.
So I think we got this. 9-5.
Trying to lose both of these yellow stones. Sager with her second.
It's like falling. Push! Hard!
Loses the top one. Shooter will roll off.
Well, she threw the weight they called. I got a 9.56 on that.
I'm not gonna hit you with this time, I promise. Yep. Two, three.
Just throwing a guard this time around now with Miranda Scheel's first of this 8th end. Being patient for now, Mike, and probably waiting to go around that rock in the top 12 till skip stones.
Okay, always curl if any. Are we 3? Are we 4? That looks like 4 to me. Riley, go. Riley, go. Yep. Yep. Oh.
She ended up in a similar spot.
Curl. Okay, that's fine.
Just a little bit of separation, so got to throw this one a little hard to get them both to go, even with the live striking bands.
Calling for a 9.
Can I have less? Can I have less?
Demi Black playing this out-turn hit. See if she can get both of these yellows moving.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
One goes. Red stays biting top 12.
Yeah, I think you want to make sure you get your shooter in here. If he just knows it, you'll see Berg hit and roll behind you.
So out-turn hit. Miranda Scheel. See where they leave the shooter here.
Always curl. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead. Yep. Hard. Hard dig. Hard nose. Hard to nose. Hard to nose. Oh. Any roll.
Rolls out the wide side. Gonna need a big spin to get on the paint.
Do you like this?
Think it's gonna get there.
Or we could try that. No. Okay.
Yep, keep it simple. Don't need to roll all the way across when you can just draw underneath. 'Cause
What's time?
Yeah,
you don't
there's
mind taking a single point in this end, so.
plenty of room behind that guard to be shot rock.
So intern come around the corner guard for Demi Black. Comes out clean.
No ad. Where? Post line. Whoa. Line.
Line getting a little tight now.
Push.
Line's really great.
Push. Over here. Way over here.
Yeah, good
Go.
call.
That was a nice draw there.
Nice team shot there. Good read by the sweepers. Good throw and nice line call.
14-8 on that. Okay.
That's what we like to see.
That was a good one.
Is that where? I think that's where. You like it? Pretty close. Pro side's probably still down. Okay.
Mike, who's your pick to win it all in the NCAA tournament from who's left?
Well, I got to tell you, I watch about 0 college basketball. I did fill out a bracket,
And you're winning.
and I filled out a bracket, I think, with Arizona winning. So I'm going to stick with Arizona.
Winner's still in. I picked UConn, but my bracket is in absolute shambles anyways, so
Oh, I think I'm in the lower 10% of my
Yeah.
group.
I might be in the lower 10% in the country. Intern freeze attempt following that stone for Hagenbaugh. That's a lot wider path than we saw from Black's shot. It's a long ways to go to curl.
It's trying to turn over.
Yeah, they're definitely getting it to turn over.
Always curling. Hard curl. Always curling. Hard. Whoa. Gotta sit. Can't be behind it.
Just bounces off. Perfect weight. Just swept a little at the end.
So Berg going to come down and probably just try to tap this back.
Yeah, this would be a great back line weight type of shot.
Like right
Back
down
12.
to the
Maybe set yourself up for a 3.
Up the stairs.
We'll see what Gracia can come up with here. In-turn tap attempt for Berg. Both teams trying to get their first win of the competition. Line looks pretty good coming out.
Line!
It looks a little tighter than the previous rock.
It's all on the weight.
Hard! Hard! Do it! Bring it!
Line is really good if the weight's
A
there.
little down on the weight.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yep.
And ends up just coming up short on the weight. That line was perfect, Mike. If
Sure
the weight
was.
was there, she makes that shot.
Sure was.
Do you like the guard?
I'm thinking we're either guarding or we're putting one here.
I think we play the guard, and then if it comes,
If it comes, we gotta curl it to here.
yeah.
Because I don't want to give them a shot from
No,
here.
I know. Are you okay with that though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Just
I
like
think
a
we're
two.
guarding like the 4-foot line then?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Just to guard the call now for
I think that's a bit much.
Team Scheel.
Curl this all the way.
I think you
Quite this way.
take a maximum amount of ice here because
Yeah.
the only miss is to over curl it.
Yeah, I like that.
If you show her a port between your guard and the red guard, even if it's a whole rock wide, it's a tough shot.
If we're coming heavy, let her know early. That way we can get it sitting right down on those. Like a
So
4-2.
just blocking off
Know what I-
any shot for 3, trying to force a draw for 1. Bella Hagenbaugh's final stone of the 8th.
Line's good. Line's good. Just a 3. Line's
It's
good.
really all about the line here.
Right here. Whoa, whoa, straight, straight, straight. Line's really good. Just biting.
Oh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let it sit.
They
Let it
come.
sit. Let it sit.
Pretty effective.
Yeah, that does the job.
That's a
Should
good
be
shot.
just fine.
I think if I'm Team Berg here, I'm making sure I score my point. I'm drawing the 4-foot. A 1 point is a good outcome here for Team Berg.
You could try
I
that.
feel like it's going to hit this first. And then there's not
Ah,
gonna
heck
be
with it. Play it.
You could try the run, the red.
You score a point here, you keep the hammer in the 10th, most likely.
Yeah, a point is a big score here.
Yeah.
How much do you see of that red?
And this sometimes, Mike, is a product of falling in love with the multiple point end when you think you're set up for it
Either have
and you
that
refuse
or
to
just
give
a
up
draw.
on it.
Right. Well, I think this is a good teaching moment here also, which is the goal of the end for Team Berg should be to score.
Right.
They have the opportunity to do so. The goal of the end is right in front of them. You can take your point, which is a great outcome. I'm not sure it's worth the risk of giving up a steal. The steal is not good for Berg here to flip the hammer.
What? What do you think? Let's just take one.
The nice thing for Team Berg is all the time they have left, they had time to talk about it, too.
Absolutely, and they came to the right conclusion.
Yep, just drawing for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think unless that shot for 2 was a high percentage shot, I think you're always drawing here.
It should still. What was my last?
So will be an in-turn draw. Need to touch the 4-foot for a single point. Gracia Berg.
Easy. Whoa. Where?
Clock starting to turn, so weight should be pretty close.
Yep, plenty of room by the guard. It's all for the weight. Should be close. I said 14-7.
Really nice.
Should stop in the fours. That's very well done.
Right
nice
on
draw
the
from
tee
Berg.
line. Excellent weight.
So a score of 1 for Team Berg. They lead 3-2 after 8 ends. And Warm Room Hero is more than just software. They're curlers dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Gracia Berg with a draw to the 4-foot in the 8th end to take a 3-2 lead over Miranda Scheel on the start of the 9th. High center guard. May Hagenbaugh playing the come around on that guard.
Top 12, 3. Top 12. Top 12, 3.
You just get the feeling that the first team who find their way to score 2 points is the winner of this match here.
Keep going. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yep.
And we had some roller coaster high scoring games the last 3 draws. So definite change of pace for this one. One gets to the top of the 12-foot. In-turn come around attempt for Raylan Trask.
3. Hard, go. Go hard. Go hard. Hard tight.
Sanders trying to hold the line again.
Hard tight.
I think an opportunity here,
Get it down to it.
once they know it's not getting to the rings, I think you let that one come up a bit tight.
Yeah, I could get a second center guard
Right.
out of it. It's close to the rings. Good stagger now for Team Scheel to use if they want to go on the attack.
Yeah, I think a good little lesson, when you see a stagger, use the stagger.
4. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Top 4. Top 4. Oh, top 4. Tight.
Line looks real good here for May.
It's bending pretty good here, but
Wait, right off, right off.
looks nice.
Close girl. No, do not touch it. Nice shot.
Does stop just on the back of the butt. Nice shot from May.
Sneaks a little deep, though. It allows Bird to get around there. This is an important shot for the rest of this end here. If Brooklyn can get this buried on the top of the button,
Stay close.
you're going to have to see
Whoa,
Bella
whoa,
walk up
whoa,
and try to
there.
peel some guards.
T. Coming down. Come over.
And that peel's not easy. That guard's so high.
Where? Got a curl. Curl. Whoa, just wait.
Just need this to stop. Line's fine. Just bounces off. Great throw. Maybe a little space now. Team Scheel to get inside.
Like back four. Back four or back line? Back four. Okay. I'll push it. Okay.
It's a big shot here now for Riley Kraft. Can take control this end with a good draw bump.
Back eight. Close to back line. Always curl. Weights up.
Really needs to finish up. Just going to catch the outside maybe of this red stone.
Just more weight than what was called.
Berg going up to play the guard now.
I just did two.
Steal for Berg this end, Mike, would be a big score, as we've seen this low-scoring game. But anytime, even if the score was 9-8, to get up by 2, playing the last end is big.
We're tight.
Yeah, certainly your percentages go up greatly.
Where? Three. It's all there. It's really tight. Well, are we in?
Tyler, have you noticed here that if you throw the rocks on the same path, the third or fourth rock speeds up on you at all, or?
Maybe a tiny bit. There hasn't been a ton of change just because the speed has stayed so consistent. But it doesn't get any slower, that's for sure.
Well, I certainly think Team Scheel needs to open it up here. Probably the out-turn side, it would be my thought.
Do you think we ever get, like...
I mean, you could even play sort of off-nose on the out-turn side or roll your shooter in. You get 2 yellows in the rings, open up the shot rock.
That was my first thought. I just don't know which one to
It's not too late to peel, and then we can do the double on the reds if we get the option next time.
That one?
Like peel this one first.
You know, oddly enough, that high center guard is the one that's throwing a wrench into things for Team Scheel right now.
Nose our yellow to get the run.
Hand nose.
It just looks to me that if you play the out-turn onto the right-hand red, with just normal or something, you may be able to get your shooter going towards the rings.
So they're going to try to move these on the left side. Actually, maybe they may be playing the high guard.
One, yeah, based on where the broom is.
Getting a better view from back there. Just ends up peeling the top stone. If I'm Berg, I think I'm putting one right back up there.
Right back where they hated it, right? Yeah. They told you they don't like that spot.
Yeah.
My guard. Put it back.
But again, I think another teaching moment here.
Just put it back.
Team Scheel just showed you they don't like that center guard. You put it anywhere else, you may be putting it in a spot that they like better. So I think you just put it right back where it was.
Yeah, and even if they didn't say it, if they peeled it,
they told
they
you.
Don't like it.
Right. I think even at the club level, people don't sometimes recognize that the other team has just showed you they don't like that center guard.
So just a good high, mid-high guard.
Whoa.
Want it right on the center line if you can.
On its own.
It looks like it's a little bit heavy, but if you get it down frozen into that pocket, it's not the end of the world.
Straight.
Make it hard to remove more than 2 or 3 at a time.
Ooh.
It's kind of a jumble there.
That may have lined up that yellow.
Maybe. I think it's touching the right hand. That overhead.
Don't trust the overhead, Mike. We know that.
I think I'd be more interested in removing as many as I could rather than trying to get my yellow onto the shot rock.
Well, we're going to see some granite move here. Miranda playing peel weight at the center one. Could see a few of the reds go too.
Oh, and she did make contact with the
Moves
shot rock.
all 3 reds and the red in the house, so 4 reds. That's a great shot. Not sure I've seen a shot like that before, Mike. That's.
Oh my God.
It was almost like it. The shooter hit the red one and squirted it just perfectly to make that yellow one back.
And now great angles, too, for Team Scheel. That really couldn't have ended up any
changed
better
everything.
than it did. Even that red staying in the back of the 8-foot
Helps,
creates a
yep.
jam.
So Demi needs to play a good setup shot here. Get one in there and hope to change the angles around.
Yeah, you really want to stay away from 3 if you can. Even giving
Yeah,
up 2, you
two's
have
not the end of
Hammer
the world,
coming
you got
home
Hammer,
down
right.
1. Really finishing hard. Needs to get by the top one now. Oh, just touches.
Just touched it. Yeah, it looked like they kind of gave up on it a little bit there, but. Man, you suck another yellow in there, you're looking really good.
And already sitting 2. So even just a freeze into that
Right, freeze right
pocket.
into that pocket.
So in turn, either freeze or bump.
I wonder if we may see a timeout coming from Team Berg on the next shot here.
Mine's good. Got a curl. Got a curl. Got a curl.
Yeah, curling nicely now.
It's
Line looks
looking
pretty
really good.
Maybe even over curling a little bit.
Well, I think there's an opportunity on the outturn side now, Tyler.
Yeah, they moved that stone. Just needed to sweep that. They were sweeping it to curl to try to bury, but
keep it on the red one, right?
Yeah, you have to stay on red if that moves that rock on the top of the button now. That does leave a pocket for Berg to get into. And this is their way out.
Okay.
Yellow sitting 3, but
Yeah, I like anywhere from like a 4 to 4.
big opportunity for Gracia Berg.
Roll 5 should be pretty good.
Well, earlier in the game, we mentioned we hadn't seen a lot of rocks jumbled in the 4-foot.
We got that
We
now.
got that here.
So out turn, freeze attempt.
Whoa,
Gracia Berg.
Where?
A little straighter side here. Sorry, curl.
This is the
curlier
curlier
side.
Curlier side.
Reverse view.
This looks pretty good though, Ty.
Yeah, it really looks good on line. Just needs to curl a little more.
That's pretty effective though. It got it in
Oh,
there.
shot rock, really good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
Can you slash the outside of that yellow and lose
touch
both
it?
reds?
Maybe.
No, this is one.
The red, yellow are pretty even, but I'm not sure you get both reds, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know. If you hit half a rock on the outside, I think you get them both moving.
But with 2 rocks left, you could sort of nose that yellow, get rid of that back red, and your shooter would give you an angle on that top red on your next one, potentially.
You can do either or.
They do have plenty of time to think about it.
This is we're sitting on the button. This is locked. They have like nothing. This will be gone. They have to pick which
but
side.
then we're sitting one anyway.
The issue is here, Tyler, if you're Team Scheel, you really want to try to find a way for 2 here. You don't want to get forced. So to your point, I think your shot call may be more beneficial if you're able to.
Yeah, I think it lines up well, and maybe your opponent still has an out, but it's probably worth the risk. You don't need to move that top red far. It just needs to get out of the 4-foot.
Yeah, you can't hit it anyway and be back as long as you hit this guy.
Okay. I'm okay with the 9-5 then. You have all of it, no?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to make a mistake and double out your back button rock. Like I think the red one's kind of in the path, right? So I think you can take a run at this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get aggressive with this throw.
It seemed to me that they're trying to hit it more on the nose, though, based on what they were indicating. But
I don't think they have anything to sit shot, as long as it sits.
yeah, if you can hear her talking, it sounds like she's happy to get shot rock here, but getting shot rock will probably be a straight force, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's what you need to stay away from.
Right.
You'd almost rather give up one, which is why you want to move both those stones now.
I would agree.
So you're just playing enough weight that I think she's playing the outside of that stone. Yeah, they are playing the outside.
I think they were trying to hit it thick. And you are correct, Tyler. Your angles were right.
Yeah, even a hair thinner would have been better yet.
Yeah,
that red would
thinner.
have gone farther in the
Agreed.
top fours, but they're sitting at least 2, maybe 3.
And if Berg makes a freeze, she can play off the red one potentially and get rid of it.
No, we gotta go here. Go here. I like to. Time, do you think? The last one was a little heavy. Yeah, just freeze.
So a big freeze attempt here now for Gracia Berg. And a freeze would be a great result. If you can lock on there, you're going to be shot rock. Your opponent's probably going to have to play an in-off of some kind to get rid of it, which will be there, but you don't have much choice. In-turn freeze attempt.
Line, yeah, hard line, hard.
Sweeper's really going to hold the line.
Must
have
be
to get
light
by.
the way it curled.
It looks like that's going to crash. So depending on who's third, I mean, they may be playing the same shot regardless, just playing the out turn with heavy draw. You also could
You should hit this on the nose and score
for
a bundle.
6.
Yep.
I think both of the Reds go. We're sitting 5.
What do you know about a nose hit for 5? Anything?
I don't know. This is for 6. So. I got nothing there. Yellow stones, yeah.
Do you want to call time?
That may as well call timeout. You may have a chance to line this one up the right way.
I think this is an important shot here. You know, I think I might just be playing it soft and just poke it out and get your 3 or your 4.
Yeah, but you could get 6.
You could.
No. The correct shot would probably be just to chip that stone
chip
and
it
roll
out
in.
and get your 3. If you get 4, great. If you get 3, great.
It also may be a situation where you say, hey, you know what? It's been a tough week for us.
Let's make a good one here.
Let's do something cool.
Because she does have air on the inside. Like that, the guards are not in the way to hit the nose of that rock.
No. Yeah, even if you just roll in, you're still getting
pretty good.
4.
Yep. So Coach Connor Kaufman out there.
I mean, yeah. That's true. Yeah, I like that. Like 9-5. Okay. 9-5. Okay. I'd rather.
Heard 9-5.
I'd like to. It was hard to hear what Connor was saying, but I think it's important for the coach to make sure we all agree on where the broom's going and the weight we've called, which they may have done. It was just hard to hear, but.
Yeah, this is nose basically
Nose for 6.
We'll see what Bella Hagenbach can come up with.
If she does anything on the outside, it may just be 1 yellow.
I got all of it. Nose to inside. I've been inside on a lot, so I'm good with it.
I don't think it's really possible to chip it in and give away a point here. I think you're always scoring.
So final stone of the 9th. We'll see how many Bella Hagenbach can come up with. Sweeper's going right out of hand. Really needs to go just to get by the guard.
Get by the guard.
I just pitched that one out of hand.
2 yellow.
So looks like just 2.
The classic curling scenario. Down 1 with the hammer.
We will move on to the 10th. Now the score, Scheel leading Berg 4-3. Scheel leading Berg. 10th end of this feature matchup, 2024 U21 Women's National Championship. Berg will have hammer, the final end. Our scores on the other sheets. Sheet B, Nia Berg and Ava Chapman tied at 5 in the 10th. Sheet C, Ali Giroux looking to stay undefeated, up 8-6 in the 9th end on Julia Pekowitz. And on sheet D, Allery Johnson also trying to stay undefeated, tied 7-7 in the 10th with Claire View. Lots of time left on both teams' clocks for this final end. Team Berg will need a 2 for the win, 1 for the tie. Tyler George here with junior national coach Mike Moore. Mike, 2 guards up to start the end. So both teams playing aggressive to start out.
Which I like from a team without the hammer. I think you gotta stay aggressive here. You're almost thinking, let's try to play for the steal. I think you're throwing 2 centers and
yeah, this is coming
they called
right
around,
the house.
but
yep.
That was the call.
So we'll come out the other side just a little bit.
You're good. Really nice, man.
It leaves the corner guard side open, which is could be dangerous later.
Good pair from May Hagenbaugh to start the 10th off. Intern come around. Raylan Trask.
Got it, girl. Got it, girl.
Like when they've thrown corner guards, they've thrown them to the intern side, I think, every end. So they like playing this direction.
They have. It may be a situation where they like Raylan's intern.
That's not a bad shot at all, getting a second corner up.
That's fine.
That's fine.
The yellow high center makes it a little bit tough now to get around your reds on the intern.
Riley Kraft playing the intern. Looking to get another rock underneath that guard.
Always line. Always line. Always line. Hard, gotta go. Still gotta go for line. Really gotta go. Still gotta go, guys. Hard dig.
And on the flip side here for Scheel, nothing wrong with the second center as long as this finishes.
I agree.
Now you really want to finish this one now.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so we've got action.
Clear to the center, I think, here.
Yeah.
Let's get them both. I like
Why
that.
not? Angle plays well for the double
probably
peel.
Get all 3 if you make it just right. So Brooklyn Sager trying to make this double peel, open things up. With the stagger of the rock, she'll have a good setup to try to get your 2 if you can make this.
Whoa, whoa.
Looks pretty close.
Push, go
Looks like it's in the neighborhood.
Hard, push hard.
Really close. Oh, moves it
Does
over.
make contact
Yeah,
with
that's
the
pretty
second
good.
one. That's a pretty good shot.
Unfortunate that that yellow blocks off the draw path, but could be used as a guard to go around too. So that's a good result. Nice shot.
It's always an interesting situation here, Tyler, when the team with the hammer eventually needs to make a decision like, okay, we may not be able to clear the center anymore. We're eventually going to have to get in here, and it's just a matter of when do you make that move.
And for Team Berg, as you said, Mike, it's a matter of
We got to cross center. I understand that.
where can you go? When do you do it? If you're going to be just peeling guards and trying to find a way in. And for Team Scheel, pretty easy decision just to keep your opponent chasing for the time being.
I think you're just straight peel again and hope they don't make a good guard, right? Like if they ever show you enough of that rock, then you can chase it.
I think this one just trickles in. Okay.
Not really a problem if it trickles in, though.
No, if anything, that helps.
Try that.
Opens up that draw path for you, too.
Yeah? I think that's good. What? 8-5. We're playing the double? Yeah. That looks pretty tight, pretty narrow. It's pretty narrow. What do you like? That's fine.
Nice thing for Team Berg here is they
even
have
if this
lots
one
of time
stays, it
banked to
opens it
talk
up.
about this.
Yeah, I think I would just be single peeling
Like that?
and force your
Sure.
opponent to make a good guard.
8-5.
Playing the opposite way. I wouldn't have any problem with playing it with the out turn.
They were worried about hitting the second yellow and bumping it into the rings, but I'm not sure that really matters too much in
That
this
wouldn't be
situation.
terrible, no.
It's almost better to get rid of that yellow one.
Close. Yep.
Sager playing the intern peel.
Oh, yeah, really, really. Gotta get the roll, Raylan. Gotta get the roll. Gotta get the roll. Roll. Got it.
Okay.
Hard roll, hard roll.
Rolls it away. Mission
You don't have
accomplished.
to roll off. You can keep that over
Mission
there.
accomplished.
Good shot.
Just
And I think if
really,
you're Team
really
Berg, you're
strong.
just waiting for him to show you half of that yellow rock and then you chase.
Where?
Or if they ever, over curl the intern a bit, you can chase with the intern.
Okay, line's fine. Line's fine. Whoa, over and off.
You're over and off from
Coming over nice, though.
Bella Hagenbaugh.
Right off.
Wanting this one to stop.
I think it's pretty close to being good.
Yeah, should be fine.
Okay, good.
You could
Completely
certainly
buried.
chase it with the intern if you wanted to.
Peel.
I think the straight peel.
I think we just have to straight
This
peel.
is probably your last
Okay.
time that you straight
8-5.
peel. You needed
I agree.
2 to win.
Yep.
I don't mind the run.
This might be a good time to talk about it with your coach. Just to think through the progression here, right?
It's really long. Okay. You can try it.
If you ever make the double peel, you should have
come to
both
it?
turns to chase the shot rock.
That need to be very precise with where you want to hit this rock if
We
you're
want
going
to
to
keep
play
it
a
open
peel.
because we only need one. You know? Yeah. But we can play that.
They do have plenty of time, but it may be a good time to just talk it over with the coach here and
It's like
just think
here.
through the next 3 shots.
And the idea of
if I'm nose, I got that
needing one to tie has to be in the back of your mind, but you should be playing this end straight through to get 2.
You still have an opportunity for 2. There's a lot of places to hide.
Like here, I think it curls. It is curling. What do you think? 8-5? Okay.
It feels as though, Mike, just from the way they've been talking and the shots they've been calling, that since lead stones, they've been playing for 1.
I think they've been playing to kind of guarantee the 1, right?
Yeah. So after this shot, if you can clear this open, if you can move both guards, obviously it puts you in a much better position.
Yeah, you move both guards is really nice. Because then, as I said, you'll have both terms at the shot rock. You can throw the out or the in.
So double peel attempt here.
Yep.
Demi Black.
Yep. Whoa.
Close.
Oh, just dead sticks on the other one, but number 1 counter open.
So I think Team Berg is going to have to probably chase into the rings on their next shot. I'm not sure they have enough time to peel again.
So trying to replace the guard again. Miranda Scheel.
Always straight. Whoa. Just leave it. It's right off. No, don't touch.
Certainly don't want to sneak this in and give him a double, though. I think it's slowing down.
Bad rock. Please stop. That's good.
And good enough.
One more crack at the double peel tie, or you like trying to get one in there and bump that shot rock back?
Yeah, I think I probably would have played it on the previous shot.
Okay. Really got to get the roll.
I didn't mind the double peel on the previous shot, but I think now I'd like to see him chase that shot rock and just bump it back or give yourself some sort of a red rock to use in the rings.
So second crack at the double peel for Demi Black.
Push.
Stuff again, and
Yeah,
now
that
they've
one
guarded it. Now they're
leaves
in
the
a little bit of
guard.
trouble here.
Yeah, you can make things very difficult now on your opponent with, well, really, I mean, you could throw a high guard, you could throw inside that guard, anything that blocks that path off, because the draw really isn't very good right now. You got to move that stone. And there's
You
not
certainly
much-
need to move that stone if you want to score 2, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Unless you feel like drawing the side of the button for 1.
I mean, I don't feel like doing it.
No, it's not my favorite shot.
Who's okay? I don't love it though.
So in turn draw. Trying to get around this guard, I believe. Called 4.
Are we in? Maybe in for sure.
This rock should die a bit on him. It doesn't have a lot of rotation.
Yeah, they are just playing it short.
Really let it die.
The guard was the call.
Let it die.
Got it set. 16-8. That's fine. Nice shot.
Good.
They say 16-8?
That's what I heard.
My goodness. For those that don't know, that is lightning fast, even just to get to a mid guard.
I do think they have room to tap this back, though, Tyler. I think if they just get by the guard by, an inch or so, with just back 4 weight, come and just bump that off the spot.
But then that doesn't do anything.
Even if you make a double peel, they throw a good guard. You're have a hard time scoring.
Yeah, and they've still been locked into, we have to make sure we get 1, but as you said, even if that's your mentality right now, making the double peel doesn't really make it much easier.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe we can. I feel like that's what we have. Yeah.
Boy, the other shot too, I mean, you could throw this to top 4 half buried.
I think you're running.
Yeah, and set yourself up.
Yeah, and if they guard it, you do have a run back or an in off, so they can't take everything away.
True.
We spill out? I don't think we will. If I give it more rotation.
I mean, they must not think that they can get there and bump it back. I haven't
It's
heard
like
them
if
even
you're
mention
here,
that.
You're missing it. Like you gotta hit. What are you throwing?
And have not used their timeout either.
No, I heard them mention maybe, do we want to call a timeout? I think sometimes teams think about using a timeout purely to save time rather than let's talk this over.
Yeah, or they think of saving it for their last shot so they can
Right.
line it up correctly.
I would have liked to see them maybe use a timeout 3 or 4 shots ago.
Sure.
And kind of talk their way through the progression here. Just because what we were saying, we keep playing these peels, eventually we're going to have to get in there. And so double peel attempt.
Trying to move both of these guards.
Hard! 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 Whoa, whoa! Hard! Okay.
Does make the
Got 'em
double
both
peel,
off,
but
but
guard's still there.
If Bella hooks around that red one, I'm not sure what you have.
Top 8?
Yeah.
I like down to it too.
Okay. Like here?
Whatever, they're gonna have to make a shot for
Right.
so. Down to it's great too.
Okay.
I still like that 14, 8, 15.
Yeah, I agree. Top 8 to right down to is fine. Pro side still down, yeah.
So
I think you
in-turn draw, yeah, just trying to take that draw path away.
Yeah, you can show her a quarter or a third of the rock on the intern side, and she probably won't have much of a shot.
So in-turn draw, Bella Hagenbaugh. Trying to get a piece underneath that center guard.
Can't touch it. Gotta go nose.
It's coming down. I think it looks pretty good, Tyler.
I just don't want to bounce.
I don't think you're bouncing.
Hard curl. Yes, yes, yes.
No, a little bit, but I think it's pretty safe. She just has a straight draw. Here's one of those where you can draw and sort of rub off and score, right?
You got all that?
Yeah, you can draw. You can also play the run back on that center guard with that
Straight
angle.
back, yep.
I don't know that you can make the one that she's looking at.
No.
You're not gonna go. Unless you come like. Huh?
Now the run might be the easiest shot with how these are lined up.
You gotta curl enough to get here.
Yeah, I think, like we said, I think you got 2 options here. You either run that red back or you're trying that really tricky intern draw. Neither shot's easy, that's for sure.
Try the in off. I think you can come like 12 here. Just you tap this one.
If I've got Tyler George throwing it, we're throwing this intern draw. We're making it.
I might give her a go. Looks like they are trying to.
Like if
We're talking about trying that shot now.
They call the timeout here.
With top wing and then roll like out. Well, yeah, obviously. What?
Again, not to belabor the point, but I would have liked to see them use a timeout earlier this end.
Board? Do you think that'll actually get that far in the corner? I think it'll.
I always tell my teams, if you call a timeout on the last shot, I usually can't help you much. You know, your choices are limited now.
Yeah, Coach Smith talking through it with his team.
It's like here. So you like this better?
Timeout was over. Then not quite yet.
Like board? It's like a 6 50, 60.
Wearing my coach hat, I must tell you, it's nice there's no official out there yelling at you. They usually are pushing you off the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing, I think that soft weight hit around, which
I'm not sure that shot's available.
don't know that you can make it. And when you're not quite sure, it's always good to play something that you know is there. Even if it seems
difficult.
Tough.
Right.
Don't just play the one that you would rather throw.
Yeah, I'm just not sure you can throw enough weight to do what you need to do here. Because you got to kick that top rock pretty far to score.
So they are going to play board weight and try to walk this thing down, get as close to the guard as possible.
Once we're past the guard,
Final stone of the 10th. Gracia Berg.
Yep. 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 Hard. Hard.
Getting tight to the guard.
She needs to be very tight to the guard to make it. I just don't think that shot was quite possible.
Yeah, she made it as good as she could.
Couldn't have done any better.
Was not there. So that will be a 5-3 final. Miranda Scheel gets her first win of the competition over Gracia Berg. Mike, we saw both teams pick up the execution in the second half of that game too, get some more rocks in play. So good to see some more trying situations for them and have to think about shots a little more, talk to their coaches a little bit, get good experience from that game.
I agree. I think they, maybe by design early that both teams were a bit conservative. Certainly after the second half began, we got more rocks in play and teams were throwing, two guards to start the end. So pretty fun game to watch, and the fans are appreciative here in the warm room, that's for sure.
So it is a 5-3 final. Miranda Scheel with the win over Gracia Berg. We will be back 8 p.m. for the men's draw this evening. For Tyler George, Mike Moore, and Curling Stadium, thanks for watching. We'll see you later tonight.